What up, guys? Paraguay Panther here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be discussing field hearings in 2024 and what to expect with them on the UFO/UAP topic. First things first, when were field hearings first brought up? Shortly after the July UAP hearing last year, Tim Burchett from Tennessee made mention they can hold a field hearing without approval from House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer. I believe that Speaker Johnson falls under that same umbrella as well. There's a tweet from Tim Gallaudet. He's a retired Rear Admiral for the Navy back in the fall. He mentions Representative Luna asking him if he would testify at a field hearing regarding USOs. The Hill had a media event back last August titled The Truth is Out There. Jared Moskowitz, he's a congressman from Florida, was interviewed. I'm paraphrasing here, but he was asked about potential field hearings in the future, and here's what he had to say. I think we should do a code out. It can be a classified code out to one of these facilities. We should be allowed access. There is no classification a congressman does not have. We are all able to see this stuff. Going back to Luna, on January 12th, on her Twitter, she posted, I feel confident that we have enough evidence to move forward with our first field hearing. We will be announcing more details soon. And she tags Representative Gates, Moskowitz, and Burchett. Representative Burleson from Missouri has been in contact with Matt Laszlo from Ascapol more than once the past month. He references the House Oversight Committee members were given 2 locations during their SCIF with Intelligence Community Inspector General Thomas Monheim, and apparently these 2 facilities are housing NHI Tech. Let's discuss some hurdles with a field hearing. The first is that the House Oversight Committee announces a field hearing location, and the facility decides to move the technology elsewhere. A move of this caliber would not surprise me, especially from the gatekeepers, as they want to keep this technology hidden from the public. The second hurdle is the House Oversight Committee is denied access to the full facility. So what happens with that is they arrive at the facility, but they can't even get through the main entrance. The third hurdle is the House Oversight Committee is denied specific areas of the facility. So what that means is the public access areas they can go to, but anything that's classified, they're not allowed to venture off into. The last hurdle I see is that Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is decided upon, and this causes an internal pissing match with Mike Turner, who's the intelligence chair on the House. And a couple things I want to make mention of with Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is, number one, the Blue Room has been discussed by Senator Barry Goldwater. He wanted to gain access to this portion of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, but at the time, General Curtis LeMay denied him access and more or less was cussing and threatening on never bringing up the Blue Room again. Something to think about. Least us not forget about Leonard Stringfield either when discussing Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, as his crash retrieval reports discuss biologics as well as hardware being stashed at Wright-Patterson during the 60s and 70s. Now let's look at the possible scenarios with a field hearing. First of all, I want to put this out there. I think the reason we haven't heard much on a field hearing date is the elaborate planning going on behind the scenes to ensure this trip will be successful, kind of like a cat and mouse / an elaborate chess game. The first possible scenario I see happening with a field hearing is that House Oversight Committee members are denied full access to the facility. And what's going to essentially happen here is that Congress is going to arrive at the facility, but they're not going to be allowed in. So what will happen is the field hearing will just happen at the gate entrance. And this is going to cause such a hornet's nest between the facility, the Pentagon, and Congress. So that will certainly be an interesting scenario to see play out. The second possible scenario I see is that House Oversight Committee members are given access to the facility, but not shown any NHI tech. And long term, this isn't going to work, as congressional interest on the matter is way too high, and they have an intuition that something is being hidden from them. The third possible scenario I see is that House Oversight Committee members are presented NHI evidence in a classified environment at the facility. This is ideal for Congress, as they can plan the proper next steps on disclosing this information to the public, but I don't see it being ideal for the public at large because we're still not being shown bona fide evidence that we are not alone. What I don't see as a possible scenario is that the gatekeepers at the facility are going to roll out the craft / the bodies, so the media, the House Oversight Committee members, and us can see what has been hidden for decades. This is a near zero chance of occurring, in my personal opinion. In regards to a timeline on when a field hearing could occur, I personally think that late spring or the summer, as an educated guess. But one thing to make mention of with this is that a field hearing could be scrapped if a first-hand witness decides to come forward, because at that point, the House Oversight Committee could more or less hold another public UAP hearing, which is going to have much more benefit to the public at large, as opposed to going to a facility and not being shown any evidence. In closing, those are my thoughts on field hearings in 2024. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and comment on the video, and have a fantastic rest of your day.